What up, youth? How are you doing today? It's so good to be with you guys again. We have missed you. We love you. But we just want to invite you into this service as we open up with some worship. So wherever you're tuning in from your room, if you're on a walk, if you're in the car, we just want to invite you to focus in and worship God this evening. You have brought me to the water where my past can be swept away in the current of your mercy, and I know I'll never be the same. There's no limit to your promise. Jesus, you have done it all for me. Jesus, you have done it all for me. Hey. Grace comes like a wave crashing over me. Grace comes like a wave crashing over and over and over. Sing, I will jump. I will jump into the water where my soul can be satisfied, and your love is overflowing from within me, and you won't run dry. There's no limit to your promise. Jesus, you have done it all for me. Jesus, you have done it all for me. Oh, grace comes like a wave crashing over me. Grace comes like a wave crashing over and over and over. Grace comes like a wave crashing over me. Grace comes like a wave crashing over and over and over. Crashing over and over and over. There's healing in the water with the love that flows so deep. Wash over me, wash over me. Forgiveness in the water with the love that flows so deep. Wash over me, wash over me. Salvation in the water with the love that flows so deep. Wash over me, wash over me. Grace comes like a wave crashing over me. Grace comes like a wave crashing over and over. And grace comes like a wave crashing over me. Grace comes like a wave crashing over and over and over. Crashing over and over and over. Father God, we are so grateful that we can join you in this service, that we can be with you in this time, not only to worship with you, but to get closer to your heart. So Lord, as we continue, we just pray and we ask that you would continue to speak to us, continue to reveal your word, continue to give us wisdom. And we just ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again back to CCYTH on another Tuesday night. We're happy you guys could join us. We have a panel going on tonight, so I'll quickly have everyone introduce themselves. You can go ahead and start.
Hey guys, Ryan here. First time, so hand it over to Julian.
I'm Julian, but before that, this is a very nice panel we have today. So I'm Julian.
And I'm Jasmine. Hello again.
Hey guys, I'm Chris. I think you might know me, but if you don't, what's good? Welcome.
And I think we're going to pass it over to Renita to start asking some questions. Please feel free to message us or comment the questions. We do have someone monitoring those and then monitoring those. And then we also have comments on Facebook, YouTube. Feel free to just comment on there or on our Facebook page, and we'll be happy to answer those questions for you guys.
Yes, we will.
Okay. Well, I'm behind the scene. You guys don't see me, but I just want to remind everyone who's watching that the leaders in Julian, they do not know the answers of all these questions. They don't even know what I'm about to ask. So I'm excited just so I want to see what they're going to answer of these questions. So we're going to start with some fun questions. You guys are okay with starting some fun questions? Okay.
I love fun.
Do it.
Yeah. Here's how I'm going to start. First, if you could be in a movie of your choice, any kind of movie, action, romantic, any kind of movie, what movie would you choose, and what character would you play in that movie?
Me first.
Okay.
my God.
I would be a character in Ratatouille, and I would be the cook.
I love that. All right, who's next?
I have no idea. I'm going to go be like very cliche, Aladdin, and I could go on a magic carpet ride.
Jasmine,
You
obvious
would be Aladdin?
Jasmine.
No, I'd be Jasmine. Fulfill my dream of being a princess.
I would be the carpet that Jasmine's riding on, just because I like to be useful. Ryan, what are you?
I think I'm gonna have to go to Aladdin here, and then
Oh,
I'll have my
good
sidekick.
answer.
I'll have my sidekick Abu with me, and then
If you're
just
paying attention
just
and
roll to the
listening.
sky on the carpet.
Are you kidding? This is how you. That's relationship goals right there.
For sure. Perfect. Okay. We're going to go to the next fun question. What is a weird or strange habit that you have? Like it's weird and it's
Do you really
strange.
want to know?
Chris, we do not want to know. We do not want to know.
Which one is it?
Right.
Go for it.
Who wants to go?
I can't go a day living comfortably without knowing I have Q-tips in my house. Like I have to have a Q-tip every single day, or else I feel like my ear, like something's in my ear. I need to clean my ears every day.
I'm pretty glad I just bought a 100-pack of Q-tips. So
That's
Ryan has came up clutch once again.
that's just like one of the weird habits I have. Is I need to have a
Q-tips.
Q-tip around.
Okay.
What is mine? I don't
I
know
got
what
it.
I don't know what I do every day. This is hard. Okay, pass.
You can take a second. Julian.
So like, a habit I have, and every morning when I wake up, I have to grab my phone, and we all know you guys all have the new iPhones out there. If you don't, go buy one, apple.com. You have to first, it has to read your face for you to see your notifications. So I just grab my phone with my eyes closed and I just open it, and it's a ritual. I mean, I have Snapchat, everything is like good, but I unlock it, I don't click it, I unlock it, and then I just look at all the notifications before I open my phone, like every time. And I can't go without, I have to do that.
Strange.
It must be nice to have notifications like that.
Yes, it's quite nice. So Ryan,
I
what's
don't
your
know
habit?
about a weird thing or it's more like superstition, I guess. When I'm at work, just organizing things perfectly on my bench, folded like individually, systematically. I know that if I'm missing something, I'm gonna kind of freak out because it's so
Your bench?
systematic. Yeah,
Can
at
you
work.
explain that?
When I get ready, everything's systematic in a row. So probably that.
All right, Jasmine.
Eating a spoonful of Nutella every day. Fact.
Every
My mom
day.
does that, yes.
Literally every day.
Okay, that could be a
It's
weird
only starting to
habit.
show.
That could be a weird habit. So, considering that we were all in quarantine for like 2-3 months, but what is the
Or
what is something that you guys recently tried that you had never tried and you actually love it? Like, oh my God, now I'm loving this. What is that new thing you guys tried it?
Can I go first?
Go for it.
I can cook.
She
I
can
made
cook.
rice.
Are you
I
loving
haven't
it?
seen that
She
yet.
can cook.
I did.
Yes.
I made pot roast and I made razakhwara. It was and tadik. It was really
AKA
good.
Rosa Juara is white,
Just white rice.
In a bag.
that has been on the stovetop. So at the bottom of the pot,
It has
when
like
you flip the rice over,
bread.
it has a nice crust over it, and they call that tadik.
Tadik.
I
Yeah,
guess she made it.
I did. Twice. Okay.
Ryan?
Can you repeat the question, please?
What is that one new thing that you tried recently and you actually loved it? What's something new that you tried and you loved it? Maybe
Well,
eating the rice that she's
No. I invited my family over to my new place and some friends for the first time that I've never done over 6 months I've lived there, I've never had people over, so it was a pretty good experience.
Hosting, huh?
Yep.
Oh, you're a good host.
Well, I did take up baking, actually. I made a batch of cupcakes.
Oh,
It may or may not have been for a girl.
I saw those on Instagram.
Yeah,
Who was it
that's
for?
besides the
Wasn't
fact,
Snapchat.
but
That was Snapchat.
it was both.
It was both.
It was both because I am on all kinds of social media. Please follow me at Julian_Mogadassi. Yeah,
How were those cupcakes received?
actually, like the parents were even more impressed than the girl.
Were they chocolate or vanilla?
That sounds like a problem.
Chocolate. Chocolate. They were chocolate. Yes. So if you need cupcakes, just hit me up.
All right.
And who was this person?
For many reasons, the name will not be given.
Sounds
Go for
amazing.
it, Chris. How about you?
Was it my turn?
Yeah.
Tuna sandwiches. Because when this
Oh.
whole pandemic started, everybody was buying all the meats up in there, and I said, I'm gonna get some tuna. So I bought some tuna, and I've been making some bomb tuna sandwiches, tuna salads on top of arugula with your mom's tortilla next to them,
Attaboy.
and then all these other things I'm doing with tuna. It's fantastic.
But was it your first time working with tuna?
No,
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I got,
just-
I got
by the way,
worried
I
there.
just don't buy it in bulk.
Oh, yeah.
I have
Fair.
taken up avocado toast though, like just because like. Mash.
Let's see who posts the better avocado toast tomorrow. On
Uh-huh.
Instagram.
Everybody, guys,
Christopher.
please. We will both. But yeah,
Christopher.
he just not. No. Just stay tuned.
We can have the same panel and just try your sandwiches, I guess, right?
Taste test.
All right, this might be a little bit one of those questions, but that you have to think about it. What are 3 things that you like about yourself? Like, we gotta like ourselves. We gotta love ourselves. What are the 3 things that you like about yourself?
I like my beard, I like my smile, and I like my laugh.
Wow.
Thank you
We-
for.
we do
That's
love
all
your
pretty on
laugh.
point.
The speed was great.
You thought about that.
Long and hard.
I think I have a cool personality. I'm a very extrovert, so I like
Yeah.
that. I like having long hair, and and that's the third one. I like my smile.
Okay, so I like my dancing skills.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Figure.
Yeah. Stay tuned for future weddings. You never know.
Shush.
I like my personality. You could say like the way I talk with people. I think I enjoy that myself. Like I have fun, and I like my. I don't know. What do you guys like about me?
It's a
Go to the last
personal
one.
question.
Yeah, personal. Sorry.
Well, Jasmine said my car, but that was it. I like my apparel, my closet. I think I'm pretty good at that. Ryan would agree, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'm not good with my apparel.
There we go. Ryan, what is 3 things that you like about your personality?
Yourself.
I'm really honest. Very truthful. I got nothing else. I would
Those
say
are
my
2
smile,
great
but I have a
ones.
chipped tooth, so
It's
that
okay.
can't be
It's
it.
still nice.
Those 2 are worth 3. It's okay.
Your athleticism.
All right, athleticism. And,
He has some biceps.
and biceps.
Good stuff. I'm glad you guys actually find something that you like about yourself because it's important. We have to love ourselves first in order for other people to love us. So, now, if you had any talents, what talent do you wish you had that you don't have but you wish for it?
I could fly.
Is that a
Superman.
talent?
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
a talent.
superpower.
It's a talent.
Talent.
I could sing. I wish I could
Ryan
sing.
is so talented that
good one.
oh,
That is a good
I
one.
cannot sing. I
Oh.
wish I could.
Same. I would love to sing. I wish that'd be so cool. Like in the shower, I think I'm pretty good, but in real life, it's
Talent, I wish I could. I'll say sing too. It'd be nice not to hurt people's ears when I sing. Go for it.
I wish I could juggle. I can't juggle. And it's like the most annoying thing. I can do 2 things in my hand. I can't juggle 3 watermelons. Watermelons? No, like little like lemons. I can't juggle 3 lemons. It just doesn't happen.
That's a good talent. That's a pretty good talent to have. So I will end this question, a fun question, with one more answer. One more question, sorry. If you could be another person for a day, who would you be and why? Any person, anybody. Who would it be and why?
Can it be a superhero?
Person, I guess, yeah. And why?
Superman.
Why?
He's the greatest on earth.
Greatest
He
father?
saves lives. He could turn back Earth. He could save time, and he could fly.
Okay, we got Superman in the house.
I think I would like to be the president of the United States.
For one day?
Yes. for
Okay,
one
what
day.
would you, why?
I just love that. I just love it. Just what do you not like about that? Speaks for itself.
I would like to be Nancy Reagan for a day.
Oh.
That way I
Interesting.
could spend a day with the president and get to know him better.
Okay.
I want to be Questlove on the Roots Band on Jimmy Fallon because Questlove has so much swag. I just wish I had all of his swagger just for one day.
Fair enough.
There
Cool.
you go.
We got some fun people in the house, so we're gonna jump in.
You guys can't see the fun energy up here. You have no idea. I'm just like,
Yeah. By the way, if you have questions, we have some people watching on YouTube, some on Instagram. Let us know other questions that
Please,
you want
yes.
leaders to know. So we're gonna jump into a little bit of more spiritual and get to know you guys. But before that, I'm gonna give it to Lily with another song. So let's all worship Him.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
My hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but wholly trust in Jesus' name. We're gonna sing that again. My hope is built. My hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but wholly trust in Jesus' name. Oh, Christ alone, cornerstone, the weak made strong, and the Savior's love through the storm. He is Lord, Lord of all. When darkness seems to hide His face, I rest on His unchanging grace. In every high and stormy gale, my anchor holds within the veil. My anchor holds within the veil. Christ alone, my cornerstone, oh, the weak made with trumpet sound. Oh, may I then in him be found, dressed in his righteousness alone. Faultless I stand before the throne. Oh, faultless we stand. Faultless we stand. Grateful for the cornerstone. You are, you are, you are, you are. Oh, the cornerstone. You are. We worship you, Jesus. From wherever we are right now in this moment, we give you praise. We worship you, God. You and only you. Say Christ alone, Christ alone. Cornerstone, the weak made strong, and the Savior's love through the storm. He is the Lord, Lord of all. Christ alone, Christ alone. Cornerstone, the weak made strong, and the Savior's love through the storm. Oh, He is Lord, He is Lord of all. You are Lord of all. Thank you, Jesus. Oh.
Hello, welcome back. That was beautiful worship done again by Lily. Thank you very much. And I'm passing it back over to Arnita for more questions.
Yes.
Okay, we're in the spiritual part of it. Let's
Yes.
talk Jesus. All right. What is the spiritual testimony you would like to share? I know God has worked in your life a lot, but what is that one thing that you guys haven't talked about it a lot, but you would like to share with your audiences?
I'd like to know which kid asked that question. I'd like to know which kid asked that question. That's a deep
No,
one.
was that a Ronita question or a kid question?
No, it's a question, a mix of both.
Oh, so I'll go first. If that's
Yeah,
okay.
go for it.
So I think like the number one thing that we can always remember is that God is always with us no matter what. Sometimes it really looks like he's not. And trust me, this year, a couple things bad happened, a lot with us. And it's just like, oh, God's not there. And people like, it's easy for a non-believer to come up to you and be like, so where's God? But I guarantee you he's there. He's just working in a different way. We might not see it, but my one testimony is always know that God is there.
Okay, good one. Anybody else wants to share a testimony?
Devin?
I think a testimony I have is that just like being raised in in a Christian home and always going to church, I never really had like a feeling that, oh, I didn't believe in God. So I guess my whole life has kind of been a testimony, but just seeing how like the challenges that my family has faced and like with my brother and stuff, and then like the injuries that I've been through, I think that's a big testimony to my life, because it just reminds me that even now when I like hit a challenge, I can always like go back to that one time, be like, well, he was there with me during that moment. So, and this is nowhere near as bad as that was. So he'll definitely guide me through whatever it is that I'm going through right now. So that's probably one of my testimonies, is just that, like, always looking back at how good he's been and reminding myself, like, if he can get me through those days, he can definitely get me through whatever else is on its way.
Okay, more testimonies?
I think one of the biggest things when my father passed away, I sat around with my family. I opened up the Bible that I got from junior college from one of my coaches, and the first thing I opened up to was Psalms 23:4. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you're with me. Ultimately, most of you guys know I have tattoos, and that was the first thing that I ever put on me to stick with me, knowing my dad was no longer there, but he was always going to support me and guide me and give me the courage that I needed to get through whatever I needed.
That's a good psalm.
I think me, it's been a journey of understanding my worth and value is not dependent on others' approval and what they value me as. It's simply that I am a son of God, and I am basically priceless because of that, and I need to accept that. And it's hard to understand your worth because you compare yourself so much to others in the world. So it's been a personal struggle and a journey for me to understand that. But that basically Christ has paid for my life. I'm, basically His. Then my worth is whatever He says I am, and I'm a son of God, and God is the best that's ever been and ever will be. So if I'm His son, then I got to be okay with who I am, and He's uniquely made me. So just being okay with that is probably my recent testimony.
This is my testimony. These are good stuff. So we've been talking about a rhythm in our youth, if I'm sure they've been listening too. So, and we've been talking about having a rhythm of prayer. Now, if you guys want to share an example of an answered prayer that you've been praying for it, maybe months, maybe years, maybe God answered you overnight, maybe God answered you over years. But if you feel comfortable, share an example of an answered prayer just to let our audiences know that God does answer, even if it takes, I don't know, months or years or whatever. So who wants to go first? Example of...
I can go first. We're not going to name anybody, but I had a friend went through a hard time and prayed for a while, and a while was like, where's God, But I think lately especially, like, God has definitely answered the prayer, and it's looking really good. So God is definitely there, and He answered the prayer.
Good. Amen. Answered prayers.
Jasmine?
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
I think for me, it was probably my family situation in the midst of all this COVID-19 stuff going on. It's relying on His provision in the midst of a completely empty and barren, like, bank of provisionness, if we want to say. When you want to go and, like, dip into something and get from it, there seemed like there was nothing there. And it's cool to see how God came through for my family, and kind of is basically just step by step, trust me. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think now that Chris said that, I mean, I feel like every day right now the prayer is like, Lord, please protect us. Just don't let us, get this virus. Let us continue to be amongst each other and everyone stay healthy. And for me, like, my brother is, high risk. And then with Ryan's job, he's always out and about with, policing and whatnot. But I think, like, just seeing that so far, praise God, we've all been healthy. That's just like an answered prayer itself. It's something that we see every day, but we don't take a moment to actually, like, thank God for it. So that's probably the biggest answered prayer right now.
Right.
I think when I pray, it's ultimately that when I pray, it's more longevity and things like give us the courage to get through this or get through something that you have a goal to reach. I never really pray to that day. I usually pray out further and further months in advance on certain things. Just knowing that He's always there, and ultimately it's going to work when He steps in and it makes it work. Or He says, I'll give you this, or a piece of it, and you know it's working.
Okay, good one. God does answer prayers. Now, take it a little bit deeper. What is the one question you would ask God? If He would show up right now, what would be the one question you would ask God?
You want to go first, Chris?
Why
Wait,
am I
hold on.
bald?
Last time we were asked this, Chris turned it into like a 1 hour sermon. So remember, keep it short.
Why am I bald?
Why am I bald? Okay.
My brother has amazing hair.
What do you think his answer would be?
Your head looks amazing without hair. But I like hair. Like, have you
I
guys seen
like him like
Ilbro?
this.
You guys see Ilbro right now. He got a cut today that's worth like $1 million. Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't have anything on his haircut. He's sitting behind the camera, so you unfortunately can't see him today. But like having the ability to just this, you know what I'm saying?
It's like dig
Go
through.
in a pool and just do that or something. It's like this. I sweat. It goes right in my eyes. It's like what the heck? It sucks.
Wait, we can ask any question to go? Okay,
What?
you go first.
Yeah,
but you
go
go
for
first. But you
No,
go
it
first.
could be anything.
No, but I know.
Okay.
But ladies
Um,
first.
This has always been like a question I've always wondered is what would my brother be like or how would he look if he was healthy? And I wouldn't want him to be that way. I love him the way he is and it's a blessing. But if I could like go to heaven, I'd be like, just show me a glimpse, like a 10-second clip of like how he looks. Is he, you know, the way he looks now, like skinny, or is he gonna be like obese? So like I want to see like how would he look, or like how
Okay.
his smile would be and stuff.
Good question.
So mine's a little interesting. So my question is, I've actually always wondered. So I know this. Okay, yeah. Don't write in the comments. Julian doesn't know how science works. I know the science of how babies are made. Yes, yes. But my thing is, so when the baby is being made, when did like God decides like, okay, so this is gonna be a girl or a boy? So is he managing the population on the earth? Like when is he gonna be like, okay, so this is gonna be a girl? Like why? Like girl.
Based on percentage.
Like, is he looking at a chart? Like, I've always thought, like, God, why do you choose for this one to be a girl and this one to be a boy? That is my question.
That's a good one, actually.
That's a good
Yes, thank you.
What is it
That's a
based
good
on? I
one.
like that.
I'm glad you know how they're made. Though. We would have had a whole different set of questions after this.
Oh my god.
Is it seasonal? I can't
Yeah,
come,
it's a chart.
I can't follow up with that. It would probably be too in depth and too personal, so I'm just gonna leave
Yeah,
it
we're
be.
gonna let that one go.
But I can't follow up with Julian's comment.
You still have a
What's your question? for God?
question to ask God.
Anything.
Probably why isn't my dad here?
Okay.
Why did he pass away in 2012?
Certainly.
I know it was his time, so
Mhm.
whoever's listening, whoever's going through that, just trust that there's a reason. Would my life be differently? Probably not, because I'm on a great path and it got me to where I needed to go. Just probably one of those things.
Okay, good one. Taking it to youth a little bit. You all been a youth leader for last 2 years, and Julian, you've been part of our youth for last 2 years also. So seeing the youth coming here every Tuesday, week after week after week, name us 3 major problems that do you think our youth today face, and why do you think that is, and how have you as a leader, as a student adult leadership and training, being Julian, how can you guys help them? Like 3 major problems that you guys think our youth are facing right now, in your eyes. What do you think they are?
If
Go
I
for
can
it,
just go first,
youth.
as the youngest one here, I think so. I think
Don't steal mine.
yeah, I will still. So, I think in this generation, our youth are exposed to much more
Okay.
bad things in the world on a daily basis. Like you wake up and you check your phone, you're like, wow, like I bet 30 years ago they didn't see it on their phone. So I think we start off at younger being so used to things that are wrong that we don't think they're wrong, and then later, like, you know, like it's just life, and they're not. So I think as a way that we can come together is get a bunch of friends that have the same morals as you, and you guys can talk about what's actually right. But I think the one biggest challenge with youth is, yes, the things that we're exposed to. And I mean, there's really nothing we can do about it, but you can always fight back.
Okay.
That's great.
That's a good
Chris?
problem.
Oh, 3 each?
Oh, just, yeah.
1 to
I mean,
3.
come
1 to
on.
3.
Probably one of them that you see in youth nowadays is instant gratification.
Yeah.
From what Julian just said, that you wake up, you have your phone right there. Instantly, you have all the news. Where us 3, and then behind the scenes grew up, you didn't have that. You had to go up onto a computer, wait a long time for it to load, or you ultimately have a newspaper that your parents would bring in and share with you on articles. So I think instant gratification is where I didn't have that. They have it now with everything is so updated constantly that they expect it now, and just kind of pull them back and slow them down so they have a bigger picture in seeing everything than being kind of down in their phone and not seeing what's in front of them.
Okay, it's a problem.
Do you have more?
Nope.
Okay. That was actually one of mine too, was the instant gratification. But I think another one, I know this is going to sound like kind of cliche maybe, but I feel like they're not loved. Like,
That is
I
very
feel like
yes.
they're all very judgmental of each other, whereas like in my generation, like, okay, yeah, maybe we judged like 2 girls, but we didn't judge everyone we walked by, you know? And I feel like this generation is just so built on appearances and clicks and what they see on social media, who's gonna, you know, have the best post, who's gonna get the most likes. And I feel like people actually check social media to see their own likes, not to even go and enjoy other people's pictures anymore. So I feel like they just don't understand what it means to be loved or to love, and it's really unfortunate, actually. And then my other one would be, I think, kind of going back to like that perfection persona. I feel like they try really hard to fill those shoes of perfection, and it's just something that will never be achieved. Like no matter what, like my perfect is different than your perfect. So technically, you'll never reach perfection, you know. And it goes same with Chris or Ryan. So that's probably my third one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I think mine is a lack of real physical connections related to relationships and friendships. I think we're so consumed with what's in our hand, our phones, that we feel like the connection we have there is what's in person. But it's funny, when they connect for the first time in real life, let it be whatever, however you connect and whatever means you use to meet someone, when it comes to face, it's really funny how you go out, like let's say for dinner with your family, you see someone on a date, and you're like, that's cute. Like, y'all are both locked into your phones. What happened to the days of just putting that thing away and just being like, hi, hi, hi? Instead of what photos did you like or what posts did you post, what do you like? What types of photos do you like to take? You know, instead of seeing what types of food you like, let's talk about it. Why can't we just be this? Why can't we be face to face instead of having an interface in between our faces and taking all of that realness out of it? So I think although it's nice having a phone, and shout out Apple, you're dead.
Apple.com.
I think it's nice. I think it completely has obliterated society.
For sure.
Having access to this easily, so quickly, I think has taken, the kids have lost communication skills.
Yeah,
And we've lost
really
how to
has.
speak. We've
Yep.
lost how to
Yeah.
be. And being real, I think, is something we're missing.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
not a knock on anyone, but I'm seeing just as a generation in whole, this isn't just our group. That's what I'm seeing. It's just people are losing that realness.
Yeah.
Social media does, and technology does have a good advance though too. It's just give or takes, right?
Yeah.
What we see, that the social distancing, but it also gives information that we've never had before at the
Yeah.
instant too. So it's
like-
not all bad. It also comes with good things too. Just to throw that out there,
It's
because
like using and abusing.
yeah.
Everything
So
is good
it's a give and take.
Limited, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we all know youth have problems, and one of our goals at CC Youth here has been like to give them a family and to give them a place that they would belong. So now, again, all of you being part of our amazing youth ministry, CC Youth, what do you encourage the youth to show up? Like, why they need to be here? Like, is it necessary? Is it needed? Like, why they need to belong to a family of Christ, a little bit bigger family? Like, what advantages a youth ministry can have for our youth today? If you guys want to talk about a little bit of importance of having a youth ministry for our youth in these days, go
So,
for it.
Why
Well-
should your fellow youth
Yeah,
be
well,
here?
I think because you could say like people look forward to Tuesday or whatever, but like our weeks are so fast paced, you know, school, everything. It's just an hour and a half to like stop and just forget about like what's going on everywhere in school, work, or whatever. And like, okay, you have work, right?
Yeah.
But when you come here as a leader, it's like
A
for
completely
this
different
outright,
world.
yeah. So I think it's always good for just to forget about what you're doing, come here and be with fellow citizens that share the same morals and passion as you do for Christ.
I like it.
Citizens. That's awesome.
Yes.
Do you have a passport?
People.
do. We the people.
Go for it.
Oh, me?
Yeah, why-
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
You always wrap that.
Why? What?
You always end it, so now start.
Yeah, so you,
Oh,
can
okay.
you felt bad.
I think in response to that, my encouragement is that CC Youth, and just not CC Youth, but church or youth group, is not a place for you to come and fit in. It's a place for you to come and live in the grace of God.
Amen.
This isn't a place where you come to try to fit into the mold of a perfect baseball, basketball team or soccer squad. It's not the place to come fit into the best, like, World of Warcraft or whatever game you're playing team. Or this isn't a place to come and fit into the place where all the girls are dressed like you and you guys have the same fashion sense and y'all slay every day. This is not a place to fit in.
What
This
you
is
do,
a
by the way.
place, in my opinion, where
you all look great.
look, if you're doing it in life and you're doing well, or you're not doing it well in life and you feel like you're struggling, this is not a place to fit in. It's a place to simply come and to live in the grace of God, knowing that no matter what you're going through, good, bad, and ugly, and beautiful, whatever it is.
And they never even knew each other. So at the end of the day, when we do that altar call, or when we, whatever it is, or, we ask you guys to pray in your hearts, we have no, who slays. We have no who has the best life, who has the most money. None of that. What it is, it's everyone in their hearts are just coming to Christ. And there's zero judgment on, what you're going through and whatnot. And I think that's the most important thing, is that there is no judgment. It's, a great space to just be yourself and just have a good time, too. We play games, we do worship, we eat, best part. But yeah.
You get yelled at by Jasmine?
Do not.
You don't want to get yelled at by that.
Just don't be annoying and we'll be okay.
It's scary.
It's like the wrath of God.
Thanks.
Hellfire and brimstone right there.
With one hand.
Scary.
You think she can burn Tadiq, wait, she burns your life on stage for talking or being on the phone.
And just don't be on your phone. Don't be annoying. You're good.
You're good. For sure, we can't wait for things to get back to a new normal, what we call today. So I will leave you guys with this question, if I can get an answer. If we are back to a new normal, what would you do differently? Let it be in your relation with God. Let it be in your leadership at youth ministry. Let it be in your personal growth. Let it be in your, I don't know, whatever. What would you do differently once we're back to our new normal?
Well, I don't know if it's a new normal. All I'm going to say is I think me, including all the kids out there, when it hits Tuesday, they're definitely going to be like, oh, we're definitely going.
Okay, that's a good
now
answer.
I bet you're missing it. I bet you guys are missing it. So, yes, I
Absolutely.
think you will not take it for granted on Tuesdays, and you will have much more fun when you're here because you'll know that
Okay.
you don't like not being here. So
Because you've been at home this whole time.
Shout out.
Not missing Tuesdays.
check my Instagram. You know where I've been?
Not missing Tuesdays. What else? Leaders.
I will never take advantage of going to a restaurant again, going out with my friends again, coming to youth group again, going on a drive and having the beach be open without being stopped by sheriffs, everything. I'm looking forward to the new normal so much. Oh my gosh. But mostly I'm excited to just be around people. And I mean, truth be told, it's going to be very hard to not hug the kids when they come back. So no
Just
promises.
sign a legal document if you can be
Parents,
hugged by
if-
Jasmine,
I
and
was
it's
gonna
fine.
say, Parents, if you're watching, please pre-approve this because hugs are coming.
Good.
I think for me, I'm going to try to live my life in a more gracious way and be more compassionate. I think what this whole situation has taught us is a sway away from consumerism in a way that builds you up and more of a way of consumerism in a needs-based versus how can we help each other. I think what's been cool is like you see people in communities coming together. I hope that stays because it's really cool to see how we give up something of ourselves to take care of someone else. Whether you know them or not, your neighbor really became your neighbor. Your friend really became your friend. The people you maybe didn't know but knew they needed help became people that you would reach out to. What I loved is how the community came together, how people came together, no matter what you think, how you look, what you believe in. So I'm hoping to be a proponent of that when we get back, not if, but when we get
Exactly.
back.
We are
We
gonna
get
We
it.
are. Don't worry.
We are.
Last but not
Right.
least.
Probably something I took for granted. I haven't been here for 7 months plus months just because of my work and me working Tuesdays and not being able to get here, but not taking it for granted and seeing all the kids, all the junior hires and the high schoolers. I miss them. Like, they're such a joyful, they're just so joyful, even though they're younger, but they bring a different aspect into life that I'm not used to, right? Because I live an adult life kind of with what my job entails, but seeing younger group and what they could bring is just.
So you heard it here first. Ryan Tella does miss you.
He does.
He
has
does.
a heart.
He's a real person, guys.
Well, dude.
Yes.
Not great.
Those words, those words are really hard to come out of my mouth. So carve it into stone.
Awesome. We do miss you guys. Well, thank you guys for your time. We're not done yet. We're going to do one more worship song, but we're going to actually take it to Lily. But we're also going to worship here. So just whoever's watching, worship with us. So
Yes, please
Lily,
stand
all
up.
to you guys.
So you can stand up, you can jump dance, whatever it is that you got to do. Don't be shy, don't be scared. You have brought me to the water where my past can be swept
Are we gonna
away
do that?
in the current of your mercy. And I know I'll never be the same. There's no limit to your promise. Jesus, you have done it all for me. Jesus, you have done it all for me. Oh, grace comes like a wave crashing over me. Grace comes like a wave crashing over and over and over. Hey! I will jump. I will jump into the water where my soul can be satisfied, where your love is overflowing from within me and it won't run dry. There's no limit to your promise. Jesus, you have done it all for me. Jesus, you have done it all for me. Oh, grace comes like a wave crashing over me. Grace comes like a wave crashing over and over. When grace comes like a wave crashing over me. Grace comes like a wave crashing over and over and over. Crashing over and over and over. Oh, there's healing in the water with a love that flows so deep. Wash over me, wash over me. Forgiveness in the water with a love that flows so deep. Wash over me, wash over me. Salvation in the water with a love that flows so deep. Wash over me, wash over me. Oh, grace comes like a wave crashing over me. Grace comes like a wave crashing over and over. And grace comes like a wave crashing over me. Grace comes like a wave crashing over and over and over. Crashing over and over and over. Crashing over and over and over. Father God, we are so grateful that your love, that your grace, that your wisdom, that it's all crashing over us, Father God, that you are meeting us where we are, in our homes, in our rooms, in everything, Jesus. We just pray that as we log off tonight, as we go about the rest of our week, that you would speak to us, that you would remind us that you are with us in all things and that you love us unconditionally. And we all come together and we say amen.